Hey guys, Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising. Today we are going to be doing another cooking video. We are going to attempt creme brulee. It was asked for, and I will be completely honest, I am really nervous about this one. There are a lot of steps to it.
Creme brulee? I thought we were making dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
We'll try that on another day. But yes, today we are going to be attempting creme brulee. I have never had creme brulee, so I'm not exactly sure how it's supposed to taste. I've seen it. I know my daughter has attempted to make it, and she said it was quite difficult. I've had people tell me it's pretty easy. Looking through the recipe, I have mixed feelings on it. It's not a lot of ingredients. It's not a lot of steps, but I don't know. I'm very worried about the tempering and stuff like that. So to get started, you need 2 cups of heavy cream. I can only find whipping cream, so this is what we're using. 5 large egg yolks. So you need to separate the whites from the yolks. 1/3 cup granulated sugar plus extra for the topping. 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract. Of course, we're going to be using the Mexican vanilla. You can use fresh berries and mint leaves to garnish it for the top once it's done. Now, this does take a little bit of time. You have to warm up the heavy whipping cream, separate the eggs. Then once you warm up the heavy whipping cream, you're going to cool it down. You're going to bake it, and then you have to let it chill. Now, pro tip says to actually make the custard a couple days in advance before you're going to be serving this. So completely up to you if you want to do it last minute, but it does take about 4 or 5 hours to complete the total process. So we're not going to take that long. I promise this will not be a 5-minute or 5-hour video. So I've already got the heavy whipping cream on the stove. It's already warming up. You want it to get warm but not boiling. So we're going to go check on that. So this is about warmed up. Now we also want to preheat the oven to 325. So we'll get that started. So this is warm. We're just warming it up. We're not going to let it go to a boil or anything like that. And then once it's warm, we want to pull it off the heat and let it cool for a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. So in this bowl, we have 5 large egg yolks. And we're going to add the 1/3 cup of sugar in here and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, I always go a little heavy on the vanilla. Just because I really like that vanilla. And then you're going to whisk this together. Whoa. Don't use a power mixer on that. Just get a regular whisk. See? Trial and error. So we'll just whisk all this together. Thought I would try out my new whisk that my mom gave me. And yeah, that just made a mess, didn't it? So we're going to whisk all that together until pale and creamy. Now that's not going to be very pale because we used a dark vanilla. So keep that in mind. That was kind of funny, that whisk. Just shot it everywhere. So once you get all that, then we're going to slowly pour the warm cream into the egg mixture while whisking continuously, and then strain it through a mesh, fine mesh strainer into a heat-proof pitcher. So we are going to go grab another bowl. So all right, so it's warm to the touch, so you're going to slowly pour that in while whisking. And you don't want your mixture too hot because it's going to curdle the eggs. There we go. Set that down and just... It's looking the right color. Okay. All right, and now we're going to strain it through a fine mesh strainer. Okay. That's going to get all the sugar that didn't dissolve out. So, when you're done, it should look something. When you're done, it should look something like this. And we made sure that our heavy cream was not too hot, so we didn't have any curdling of the eggs. So now we're going to get our ramekins ready, ovens ready, so it's perfect timing. So you want to do these in a water bath, so we're going to get that set up. Give me just a minute to get all that set up for you. So we've got the ramekins ready. Now this says it makes about 4 to 6 ramekins. I have 4. These are kind of big too, so we're going to pour into the ramekins, and you want to make them kind of even. Okay, so we have a baking dish, and we're going to put the ramekins in the baking dish. Okay. Now, the easiest way to do this is move this over to the oven and then pour the water in. That way you're not sloshing water everywhere around. So that's what we're going to do. Now you can put the water in and then transfer it to the oven. I shake too much, so we're not going to do that. So I'm going to go get these in the oven. They do need to bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Now, when you're doing the water bath, it says to only bring the water about halfway up the ramekins. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to transfer it now. All right, guys, so we did get the ramekins and the creme brulee into the oven. They are in a water bath. We're going to let that bake for 30 to 35 minutes, and then we'll come back and check on them. All right, friends, so we have baked the creme brulee. We just pulled it out of the oven. I'm going to bring the pan over here. We're going to pull the ramekins out of the water bath and let them cool. Once they're completely or mostly cool, we're going to put saran wrap on them and put them in the fridge. They need to chill for 4 hours before we finish the topping. Just be careful when you're moving your pan, because remember, that's hot water in there, so you don't want to burn yourself. We're just going to pull these out. Now we pulled them out. They're slightly jiggly. That you want to have them slightly jiggly according to the recipe. Of course, this wouldn't be a cooking video without me messing something up. I did not put enough water in the water bath. You want to make sure that whatever you're cooking, you have at least half of it covered with the water bath. I only had about a fourth of it, so we did have to cook them a little bit longer. So make sure that you put enough water in the water bath so that they cook properly. So we're going to let these cool, and we will come back and put saran wrap on them and put them in the fridge. So they are room temperature now. We've let them chill for about 45 minutes. We are going to put some saran wrap on them and put them in the refrigerator and let them chill for about 4 hours. So We're going to use our Christmas saran wrap that we had left over. That's why it's red. Normally it's clear. All right, so we got those all wrapped and into the refrigerator. They're going to go for, like I said, about 4 hours. All right, guys, we are on the final steps of the creme brulee. We have taken it out of the freezer and uncovered it. Yes, I did put it in the freezer for a couple hours to chill. It does say to put it in the refrigerator for 4 hours. I kind of sped up the process a little bit. We'll see how that works. So the final step. So you've got your creme brulee in the ramekins and you need some sugar and a torch. Now, if you don't have a torch, you can use the broiler. You're going to put your rack all the way to the top of the oven. And then when it's in there on the broil, you're going to preheat your broil, put the ramekins in there, and then watch it closely because caramelizing does happen quickly. So we got a torch. Hopefully I can use it and not burn the house down. That's what Chris is hoping for. So just take your sugar and then you're just going to sprinkle it over the top of the creme brulee, however little lot you want. Guess it depends on how sweet you want it. Now again, you can garnish this after you've caramelized it with fruit and mint. Also in the directions, it was saying that you can add like almond extract or orange extract if you want to give the creme brulee a little bit of flavor other than what it would normally taste like. Like I said, I've never had it, so I'm not sure what it's supposed to taste like. So we're just doing the original. All right, so like I said, the caramelizing does happen quickly. This is, I don't know if you can see that, kind of what it looks like with the sugar on top before we caramelize it. And here goes nothing.
Give it a little too much. When I pack it off, it's better. Well, I can definitely smell it.
Yeah, I can smell the caramelizing. It smells really good. We need smell-o-vision here. All right, so that's what one looks like. Now, like I said, I'm not sure how this is supposed to look.
So Tiffany's having some torch issues here. So I'm going to help her out just a little bit. She has the torch turned down. It smell really good though.
Yeah, it
You
does.
can
That
smell it.
vanilla coming through. And then that sugar. Yeah, so this is what it's looking like. I don't know if you can see that very well. We'll get an up close. And y'all will have to tell me if this looks right. Because like I said, I've seen it, but never had it. Again, we did caramelize with the torch. Could have probably done a little bit better. There's still some sugar crystals showing, but this is what we've got so far. So now we get to try it.
All right. Well, you know I'm going to come back for the tasting part.
Yes.
So let's see.
So it does create a little crust on the top.
Maybe needed just a hair more sugar.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's taste some creme brulee.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, for not knowing what it's supposed to taste like, if
Yeah.
we're making it for the first time, because I've had creme brulee before.
Does it taste like creme brulee?
I think so.
Okay.
It's been a minute since I've had creme brulee. Good though.
Yeah.
Now, I think it may have needed to set up for a little bit longer, but your taste is on point.
Well, there you go, guys. There's creme brulee. Yeah.
Ooh, what?
Oh.
Yeah, that's creme brulee.
Yes.
Sort of.
Sort of. All right, guys. So that is my version of creme brulee. Still a little milky. Yeah, we'll get better at these. Practice makes perfect.
Can
So,
be consumed with a straw.
so yeah.
But it tastes right.
It tastes right. It just doesn't look right. So,
It's a matter of tweaking the steps.
yeah, I think the biggest mistake we made was the water bath. We did not fill the
Well,
water
you're
bath
using that word
properly.
"we" a lot. No.
The biggest mistake I made
We did not make creme
was
brulee.
not properly filling the water bath. So this is what happens when you don't properly fill the water bath. So trial and error, live and learn. We will try it again, not on film. I'm really disappointed.
There's no need to be disappointed. Like I said, half of the fun of even trying this and doing this is you're going to make silly mistakes.
Yes.
This is not going to come out perfect if you've never ever made creme brulee before. You've never made it before. It tastes right. It just needs a couple of little tweaks. And you're not a professional cruise line dessert chef either.
Not by any means.
So I still think it's good. I think it came out right. Execution was right. It looks good. Little tweaks here and there. So nothing to be bothered about at all.
No.
No, not at all. And I'm sure someone who's made it before knows about this could probably tell us exactly,
Where I messed up.
yeah, where it might have gone a little, little sideways there. You might have had to skip a cruise port there somewhere in the process, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You had fun making it?
I did have fun making
Hopefully
it.
everybody had fun watching it.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Good? Bad? What'd we miss?
Yes.
It was clearly something, but that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. So if there are any suggestions that you would like to see me attempt is the key word. Please drop those in the comments below.
Baked Alaska is what everybody puts in the comments, all right? Everybody, I want you to put baked Alaska. Baked Alaska in the comments for next project. Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah, drop that in the comment below and we will see what we can do. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, hit that like button. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It is free to do so and helps our channel grow. Lets you know anytime a video is put out. And like always, we'll see you out on the high seas.
Baked Alaska.